Piers Morgan talked to Jaguar Wright, and he talked to Jaguar Wright about one Diddy Combs. And the conversation, it went kind of left field, and what I mean, but she brought up a name that it was the first time that I seen the name brought up like on a big platform publicly like that. She threw Jay-Z under the bus, and she threw Rihanna under the bus. Let's check this out. When the phone lines open, you guys will be able to call in and let me know what y'all think. Agree, disagree, debate, whatever it be. This is Piers Morgan talking to the panel.
Diddy is accused of creating a criminal enterprise which engaged in sex trafficking, racketeering, kidnapping, bribery, and forced labor. His lawyers say he'll fight the charges, but after the testimony you're about to hear, you'll be staggered he avoided the attention of law enforcement for so long. I'll speak to a lawyer, a whistleblower, and an insider for an uncensored insight into the showbiz scandal of a generation.
Wow.
And Jaguar, I'm going to start with you. You've been called a whistleblower. You knew Sean Diddy Combs for a long time. You attended a number of his infamous parties. And in 2022, you made headlines after comments where you called him a sex trafficker. And in response, you were called crazy and jealous. Do you feel vindicated by the events of the last few weeks?
No, not at all. Because he's just the beginning. Until him and his cohorts are all held to account publicly and legally, the victims, they're not safe.
How bad was it?
That's what I care about. I care about the victims.
No, I understand. How bad was it, do you think, what was going on?
I'm going to tell you right now that me, as a woman who has been in the industry for over 30 years, I've been performing live since I was 13. My first handler was McKinley Horton. I come to find out 25 years later that a scar that was on his face with a very elaborate story he gave me was put there by a woman who he assaulted. To live through these things and hear your elders in the business, people like Patti LaBelle say, just avoid him, honey.
Wow.
And being taught to be just avoid him, honey. It's not good.
Patti LaBelle just got some. Hey, Patti LaBelle knew. Patti LaBelle knew about the diddler, bro, and he's giving it. Just stay away, baby. And I know that. That name is just one of many, you know what I'm saying, who know about the reputation that Diddy has, to the point where there's like, but they're part of the machine. So you're Patti playing her lane while still telling her, giving her the advice to, it's crazy. That's how Hollywood runs. These elites, bro, it goes deep.
Good enough. Not when you live through these things, you're still suffering the PTSD created by all of this, and you're talking to a victim that's 20 years younger than you, and she's telling you the exact same thing that happened to you. So you want to know why there's no vindication for me? Because for 4 years, I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. And the victim-making machine kept going on.
Wow.
Jay-Z has been notable by his silence since these charges were brought against Diddy. Why do you think that is?
Piers Morgan had a great statement. Jay-Z has been notable by his silence. Why aren't they coming out and defending themselves? Why aren't they saying anything? We know why they're not saying anything. Could it be because there's guilt there? Normally, the thing to do, like I talked about last week in my last video, you want to get out there and condemn what happened to Diddy, throw Diddy under the bus, say what he is, he's a monster, like all of the other Hollywood celebrities should be doing. But I've never seen such a scandal to the point where so many Hollywood elites are quiet. When Weinstein got caught up, some people were quiet, but a lot of women, a lot of celebrity women and men came out and they condemned Weinstein. They came out and they condemned R. Kelly. They're not doing that with Diddy. What's up?
Because that's what he does. He starts little fires everywhere. forces everyone involved to go and carry water while he sneaks away without a response. That changes now, Sean. You must respond. You have no choice.
She talking to Jay-Z by
Harvey
name.
Weinstein.
Oh my God, hold on. She said Sean like
Jeffrey.
Sean Carter.
You must respond. You have no choice. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common, professionally and privately.
Oh, bro.
Sean Carter.
Oh,
This
there it
has been a
is.
fist of tyranny that has been punching through
there it
our
is.
culture and our society for decades. It must stop.
There's been obviously a lot of
Cruelty-free artistry.
right. There's been a lot of rumor mill about what has happened in the rap world. A lot of allegations that the misogyny in the lyrics clearly was based on a general misogyny towards women away from the music. And that clearly seems to have been borne out by these charges against Diddy, which if he's found guilty of all this
is
he's never
huge.
coming out of prison.
This is huge.
How dangerous do you think
Thank God.
How dangerous do you think he is as a person?
I think he's one of the most dangerous people I've ever met. A lot of people have been questioning, well, she doesn't really know him. She has no knowledge of him. She doesn't have a picture with him.
And there's a lot of people that are trying to paint Jaguar as a crazy lady. Like John Bapp, he just basically said that she's crazy too. A few apples short of the basket or whatever he said. And there's people that are live right now in the chat who don't even believe anything that she's saying. So I really want to have those conversations. Y'all make sure y'all call in and y'all can talk about that, because this woman's been in the industry for a long time. And it's weird how so many people are dismissing what she's saying and talk like just now where you ain't got no pictures with him. Where your pictures with Diddy at? What's her response?
Smarter than Claudia Jordan. I would never take a picture with the devil. Everyone knew he was the devil. He's been the devil for 30 years. He's been covered and protected by not only Clive Davis, but Lucian Grange.
Clive Davis. That's a name.
He was selected to be the demon that he is,
Oh.
to keep the culture in line so the industry could continue to rape it for all of its precious
Oh my
jewels.
God.
We have too many lost. The list of lost is ridiculous. And everyone knows Diddy was selected for this job.
Wow. She's basically saying that the Illuminati, the higher ups, the enlightened ones, whatever you want to call them, the ones that are running Hollywood and the government and the world, put Diddy in a position so he could do these things. And while they reap the benefits of it, that Diddy is just an agent of chaos. Well, you're an agent. Where's the burl? Who's the company man? Who's the head, the CEO, the top dog? That's what she's saying. And she threw Clive Davis out there. Clive Davis. Y'all know about Clive Davis? Clive Davis is him. Clive Davis, I don't know who's potentially worse, Clive Davis or Quincy Jones. It's a toss-up, you know. And she just name dropped him.
He's the Judas.
Do you think that if he's cornered in the way that he's been now, that he may start revealing things about other people?
He has no choice. His ego and his drug addiction won't allow him to do anything different. Anybody who thinks he's not going to talk is crazy.
He's going to talk. He's already talking.
The simple fact that he's not saying more now only means that the people who have been protecting him all along, who put him in position to be such a horror to the black community, still find value in him.
She's saying that they still find value in him. That's why they haven't destroyed him, killed him, Epsteined him. You know, Kanye West came out before all this went down and said that Diddy is a Fed. He's already working with the government. So absolutely he's going to sing and tell.
He's got everybody on tape. They all know it. It's a mess.
For those who were never at these freak-off parties, what were they like?
See, this is the thing. Everything that I'm about to say to you is not my firsthand knowledge. It is my firsthand witness account experience. I was a sex worker. I was a dominatrix.
Oh, my God.
Before I got my record deal.
What?
That's how I know how the dark world and the sex world and the entertainment world run hand in hand. That's why the movie Blink Twice is so important. Salute to Zoe Kravitz.
I like Zoe Kravitz.
The sex workers that I have worked with throughout the years and continue to work with even
She said she's a dominatrix years before. A dominatrix?
to this day have worn hidden cameras. I have my own tapes.
Oh, boy.
I've seen
Don't say
what
that.
they do.
Don't say that. They coming for you.
The ritualistic behaviors.
Oh, they coming for you.
The
Jack.
drugging.
Oh, man.
Putting girls in the suitcases.
Suitcases?
Dumping them in alleyways. It's horrifying. And it's all done under the protection of this is going to be paid off. There's another NDA. This is going to be, it's terrible.
It seems to have been something that a lot of people knew about, but people were simply too
Everyone
scared
knows.
to talk about.
Everyone knows.
Everybody knows.
And every person that's sitting there trying to act surprised knows very well. The whole point of this, like Cat Williams said when he sat with Shay Shay earlier this year,
facts.
the whole point of this is for them in a coordinated effort to pretend like none of it is real.
How the freaking Cat Williams be so on point? He did that shit at the beginning of the year and said 2024, people gonna get exposed. Everybody's coming to the light. What the heck? How did he know that? That's wild.
The public's perception. But everyone knows what's going on, and it's been going on for years. It's been going on before Diddy.
Facts.
See,
Oh, geez.
people keep looking at him like he's the Sputnik that came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
This is someone who was designed to be what he is.
Yep.
We got to stop making Diddies.
Oh, my God. Stop making ditties.
And if we're going to do that, then we got to go back. We got to go back to even further, the mentors of these people.
Oh, my goodness.
Because Diddy was taught how to do what he does systematically, and Clyde Davis has been his greatest teacher.
Oh!
Look, Clive Davis is not here to respond to that, nor is Jay-Z. But a lot of people, famous people in the music industry, have been notable, like I say, by their silence so far. It's also been notable that since the Me Too campaign began in 2017, the music industry...
RZA said she sounds like an accessory to crime. She was probably a part of the same stuff. I doubt she's clean. I mean, RZA, who is clean though? I mean, what do you mean by clean though? Like, are you at the point where you're not just gonna believe anything she's saying because you know that she got dirt on her? I mean, a lot of people got dirt on them, but that don't mean that. That's why I say never shoot the messenger. You always got to shoot down the message and cancel the message, expose the message. You should never shoot the messenger just because you don't like what they've done or something they've done to you personally or something that they've been caught in a lie in before. You know, if they have credible witnesses and experiences and testimony, we got to hear that out. I look forward to hearing what y'all got to say when this topic is over.
has
When y'all call in.
largely avoided the same scrutiny that other industries have had. Why do you think that is? 2017, the music industry has largely avoided the same scrutiny that other industries have had. Why do you think that is?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Since Me Too began in 2017, the music industry has largely avoided the same kind of scrutiny that other industries have had. Why do you think that is?
Well, because the Me Too movement was a ruse. It was a setup.
I
It was
agree.
a scam.
I agree.
I'm saying that now,
Yep.
publicly. Dream Hampton spearheaded the Surviving R. Kelly campaign, which it fueled the Me Too campaign. And that was all funded by Sean Carter to make sure that Robert Kelly went to jail.
Whoa, whoa,
Get his
whoa,
lick
whoa.
back.
Hold on. She just said that the surviving R. Kelly documentary company that made that to throw R. Kelly under the bus and get him 30 years in prison was funded by Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z. That is fact checkable. We could look into that and try to see, did Jay-Z or Jay-Z's affiliates or companies fund that? What was it? Bravo? Oxygen? What network was it on? The surviving R. Kelly. Because that's important, because I don't know if you guys remember the TP Reloaded album. Fiesta, Fiesta, in a club in the back. R. Kelly and Jay-Z brought it was called the Best of Both Worlds tour, where they toured the country together, and there was an issue that happened while on tour where R. Kelly and Jay-Z clashed in a bad way. If I could remember correctly, it was something on the lines of people that Jay-Z had in his entourage. Some of them were, I heard that that R. Kelly didn't like the lack of professionalism that Jay-Z was showing on tour, like different rooms. They were separating themselves. His goons had drugs and guns, was intimidating folks, and that him and Jay-Z had a yelling match. These are the things that I heard, and I'm trying to remember them from way back then when I was in high school is when this went down. And all those years later, Jay-Z trying to be like, I got you, motherfucker. Like, yeah, I must fund this surviving R. Kelly to get you. That's a hell of a plot. That is a hell of an accusation, man. But that is also fact checkable. There's another thing in common between R. Kelly and Jay-Z. Aaliyah, who is not here. R. Kelly married Aaliyah when she was 15. After R. Kelly, Jay-Z. And then that's where Jay-Z and the Dame Dash thing happened. It's all connected. These people have these small circles, and it's just weird, bro. Oh, my God.
Dream Hampton spearheaded the Surviving R. Kelly campaign, which fueled the Me Too campaign. And that was all funded by Sean Carter to make sure that Robert Kelly went to jail. Get his lick back. Why is nobody understanding that Dream Hampton was being financed and ran by Sean Carter? They were able to go and get all of these witnesses because he was there with Robert Kelly. How does Jay-Z sit down with Gayle King and she not ask him one question about the intersection between him and Aaliyah and Robert Kelly?
Facts.
This is insane that people keep refusing to see.
That's exactly what I just talked about on Wednesday. When Robin Roberts came at Chris Brown when he was coming out with the Fame album, and Chris told Robin, I'm here to promote my album. Don't ask me no questions about Rihanna. First thing she did was ask Rihanna questions. First thing that she did. Jay-Z is close to Rihanna. Jay-Z spoke out how he didn't like what Chris Brown did. Chris Brown said, bro, you the same motherfucker that went in the club with knives and was stabbing people. And then everybody that Jay-Z basically employs or has power over were clashing and demonizing Chris Brown publicly. I think that Chris Brown's cancel attraction, like all the people that are coming for Chris Brown, trying to get him in a gotcha moment, I believe that a lot of them are tied to Jay-Z. Jay-Z does not like Chris Brown. They have beef. I mean, at least they did, but we know Jay-Z is ops on you.
See what's right there.
Do
If
you
the Me
think
Too movement were real, why aren't they speaking now? They've also been very quiet in this time of the diddler's downfall.
Facts.
Jaguar?
If you don't believe Jaguar, right? Answer that question. Why are they quiet? I think they're quiet because they're scared. They're culpable. They're involved in a way. Because if they weren't involved or scared, they would have said something like normal people do when people do scummy things and they're in a scandal. They come on and demonize them, but they're quiet.
If the Me Too movement were real, why aren't they speaking now? They've also been very quiet in this time of the diddler's downfall.
Jaguar,
Guess
if
they
this,
on vacation.
if this goes to court, Jaguar, do you think the world is going to be shocked by what comes out?
Oh, absolutely. I just don't know why they are. It's been happening in front of everyone's faces for decades. For decades.
When she says everyone, I think she's talking
How
about
many
celebrities.
victims-
What's the difference between me and Judy Garland? Social media.
How many victims?
There was none for her.
How many victims potentially do you think there could be?
Thousands. Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself.
The Diddy victim list is already at almost 200. One lawyer has 125. One has 50. There's a lot.
I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim
Keeping
Porter?
people against their will.
Oh, man.
Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. Unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about, Pierce.
Listen, like I said, Jay-Z and Beyonce are not here, unfortunately, to respond to that.
I know. I'm just being honest with you.
You're perfectly entitled to your views, obviously. Kim Porter,
Yes.
a new book claims that Diddy may have been involved in her early death. What do you think of that?
He killed her, bro.
I think people should really look into that more.
Kim Porter, they were having clashes, and then man, bro, I think Diddy diddled her, bro. That's what I believe. Out of nowhere, healthy young woman, beautiful, gone. Nah, bro.
I am friends with Albie Shore. I love him. I love his children. I knew Kim. We used to all hang out together at the Kit Kat Club back in the mid-90s when Diddy was first starting his reign. I watched that whole thing happen. And everything that Albert has been through, every attempt on his life that has been ignored by the authorities, it all leads back to Diddy. And everyone knows it. The wiretapping of the phones, putting air tag on children during visits. These are normal practices that these people do.
Jaguar, I've got to leave it there. I really appreciate you joining me. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Wow.
And thank you for caring.
I do care. Thank you very much.
Shout out to Pierce. Hey, you a G for that, bro. Just giving her a platform. Some people will say that she shouldn't have a platform, want to silence her. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Some people will say, there is a douchebag that's about to come up next. Pierce brought the op of all ops, the slave master culture vulture of all slave master culture vultures. What the freak did you do bring Vlad up in here for?
Well, I'm joined now by the host of Vlad TV, DJ Vlad.
Look at this
DJ
motherfucker.
Vlad, I mean, pretty horrifying
With that
listening
ugly
to
hair piece.
these testimonies. What did you make of what you just heard?
Vulture TV, you right.
Well, Jaguar Wright is known to be a conspiracy theorist. I don't really co-sign anything that she says. I've never had her on my show, and I don't have any plans to have her on my show.
You don't believe her?
So what? You want her on your show. She's on a lot of different shows, and she got a gang of views, a lot of more views than the people you bring to your. It's annoying to me to see this white man come out. Should no white man be able to come out and talk about anybody in black culture, and he himself is not black, but his YouTube channel has gotten rappers killed, robbed, set up. He is single-handedly responsible for rappers getting killed. He is single-handedly responsible for rappers going to jail. He is single-handedly responsible for weaponizing rap music and using it against us, bro. This fool is responsible for a lot of deaths of black people, and people go to his channel, go because they get $2,000, $5,000 to come and snitch, basically. And he puts people against one another. He came at Marlon Wayans. I don't have Jaguar Wright on my show. You wanted Marlon Wayans on your show too. Offered him what, 10K? Marlon said, I want 40K plus residuals. You publicly said, oh, Marlon didn't want to come to my show. Who does he think he is? His interviews don't get a lot of views. Within a week, he was on Shannon Sharp podcast, and that motherfucker got over 2 million views, bro. You a clown.
Got an album in 20 years, and a lot of this stuff is just stuff she's heard on my show, and I don't have any plans to have her on my show.
You don't believe her?
She's got an album in 20 years, and a lot of this stuff is just stuff she's heard, things she's making up, and so forth. I'm not saying that there aren't serious things that Diddy may have done, but yeah, I can't co-sign anything that Jaguar Wright is saying, if that's your question.
Well, I mean, obviously, since we last spoke, there have now been these charges against Diddy, which are incredibly serious. You didn't think at the time we last spoke that he was likely to face these charges. Are you surprised it's come to this?
I'm not surprised, because I feel that law enforcement in general is reactionary. I think that when you look at high-profile individuals, their arrests, indictments usually come after a documentary, a big TV show, or in Diddy's case, it was this huge lawsuit that Cassie filed, and everyone got to see all the details and all the attention that came to it. So, yeah, it wasn't a surprise that it actually happened, because you've seen this happen over and over again. R. Kelly, Harvey Weinstein, all the attention that they got, and then now Diddy. So, yeah, I mean, this is ultimately the world that we live in. But he'll have his day in court. And, you know, his lawyer said that he's not going to take a plea deal, because I think a plea deal at this point is probably going to be very heavy-handed, probably 20 years plus. So it makes sense for him to go to court. But we'll ultimately see what happens, you know, because we haven't really seen, apart from some of the funny stuff of, oh, there's 1 million bottles of lube that they found there. I'm sorry, 1,000 bottles of lube and so forth. We have yet to really see what the evidence is. And I think once we see the actual evidence, then people will actually formulate an opinion on what's happening, right?
What do you mean the evidence? So Cassie coming out and saying what she did, all these lawsuits that came out, the video footage that showed him beating the shit out of her? All right, for sure. You are an apologist. You are a cancer to society, bro. And you weaponize your dollars and you exploit black people's pain on a national scale, and you don't care about the people that you interview. It's actually to the opposite. You set them up to set themselves up to get an op that's out there. Then you'll go interview that op and say, oh, whatchamacallit said this about you. Let me show you the clip. You're starting drama, bro. You are Randall from Recess. You sniveling snake, bro. I can't stand this man
right now.
Do you think there's a lot of people in the rap world in particular who are pretty fearful right now of where this may all lead? Is it a bit like the Epstein scandal, do you think?
I don't really think so, because, I mean, ultimately, everyone wanted to go to Diddy's white parties when they were happening. You know, if I got an invite, I would go. But there's a party within a party. There's the actual party where the big celebrities go to, the Howard Sterns and the Leonardo DiCaprios and so forth. You never hear of any of them really being involved in any of this stuff. They go home, you know, at 2, 3 o'clock a.m. And then there's the private parties that seem to involve the sex workers and probably certain types of people that are kind of in an inner circle. No. And we'll see if those names ultimately come out or not. You know, I think that when it comes to a situation like the feds, cooperating is a very big thing. And I think if Diddy cooperates and gives up some big names of actual crimes that they committed, that'd be a way of actually, you know, lessening the amount of time that he does, or possibly even walking away.
I mean, what had you heard about Diddy over the years? Obviously, people knew he had parties. They knew he was a big rap star and so on. But the nature of this kind of thing. I mean, I'm asking because when I watched, for example, I met Diddy a couple of times. He was always perfectly charming to me. But you know, I've met a lot of people who are charming and turned out to be monsters. The video that came out of showing him beating up his then girlfriend in a hotel corridor was so shocking that when I watched it, I remember thinking, well, this guy is capable of anything. I mean, a man that would do that, who's that famous, who would do that to a woman in a hotel corridor, public hotel corridor, if he's prepared to be that violent in public, knowing there might be cameras around, he's prepared to do pretty much anything, was my conclusion. I mean, what did you hear about him over the years?
Yeah, I mean, that tape was horrific. And after our interview that we did with Roger Bonds, who I helped to bring onto the show, I did my own interview with Roger Bonds. It was a very in-depth, I think, two-hour interview where he goes into actually witnessing a lot of women that were...
Notice what he said? He just said, the interview with Roger Bonds that I helped bring on the show. Like, all about promoting himself. He's self-serving at the highest level. He don't care about nothing. God damn.
Were physically abused by Diddy. I mean, not only Cassie, of course, which you saw multiple times, but Kim Porter.
Y'all watch him throw it in there. Oh, the person that I helped you, Pierce, put on your show. Yeah. You didn't have to say that publicly. Pierce knows that you slid him a guest to be on his show. Why are you saying it publicly? We know why. You're a scum snake and you want everybody to know, oh, I'm helping Pierce. You want to take that credit. You're trash.
After our interview that we did with Roger Bonds, who I helped to bring onto the show, I did my own interview with Roger Bonds. It was a very in-depth, I think, two-hour interview where he goes into actually witnessing a lot of women that were physically abused by Diddy. I mean, not only Cassie, of course, which you saw multiple times, but Kim Porter. He was on a trip where Kim Porter got her nose broken allegedly by Diddy and flew in a plastic surgeon to fix it. There was a personal chef that Diddy beat up. I actually heard voicemails of her describing it. This wasn't even something that she wanted to come publicly with. There was other women as well that I got details on. So I think that Diddy has a long history of violence towards women, but also of men, because there's also the Steve Stout incident. If you remember that whole situation, he was in a music video with Nas, Hate Me Now, and there was a scene where Diddy was on the cross like Jesus, and I guess he went to Steve Stout afterwards and said that he wants to take that part out. That part wasn't taken out, so Diddy and his entourage show up at Steve Stout's office and they beat him with a champagne bottle, which they ultimately settled out of court for. So I think there's a lot of violence that has happened around him, and I think at this point it's just catching up to him.
There's lots of rumor mills about him being secretly gay or bisexual or whatever. I mean, I don't care, but do you think there's much credence to those?
Bro, Diddy gay as heck.
I mean, it's hard to say. I
have
heard, because remember, for example, the Wendy Williams situation. She was on the radio in New York, and she said that she had photos of Diddy in a gay type environment of some sort. And I had someone actually explain to me what that photo was after the fact. And Diddy came in and threatened to sue the radio station unless she was fired. And she was fired, and she had to go to Philly for, I think, 5 years or something like that. So there was that. I'm not sure how true it is, because it was just a photo, and a photo, could mean a lot of different things. I mean, the fact that he's a cuckold, that he likes to masturbate while watching women that he's with have sex with other men. I don't know. Is that gay? Is that bisexual? Is that just being a cuckold? It's hard to say. It's not something that I'm actually into. But I'm sure it blurs the lines between homosexuality and bisexuality somewhat. But
what are you
I don't
talking
think he's exclusively
about?
gay, because he has a lot of children. It's hard to really say, and it ultimately doesn't really matter. And, I've talked about this in my interviews. I think if he came forward and said, hey, I'm a bisexual man, I think a lot of the jokes, like the no Diddy jokes and so forth, will kind of ease down, and people might actually be a little understanding of his situation a little bit more.
I agree with that part. Like, being bisexual in 2024 is nothing. His own self can't do that because he grew up in the 80s and the 90s. And the mentality of black men in the hood, especially in New York, coming up at that time, and Diddy's father was a gangster too, so it's like he was around all that, and I'm pretty sure Diddy's father wasn't about that homosexual, and he grew up around that, so he knew that, he ain't prepared to put that out there. He wants to keep that a secret, because he's like old school with it. So I understand
more, as opposed to him denying it. But ultimately, who knows? I have no idea.
We've talked. People have talked a lot in the last few years that it's unusual that so few people in the music business have been held to account under the Me Too campaign umbrella in the way that other industries were held to account. Could this be, following R. Kelly and others, could this be a tipping point where there might be a lot of other rap stars in particular, perhaps with very checkered backgrounds, lots of rumors about them, could all start falling like dominoes?
It's hard to say. Like I said in the beginning, it's very reactionary. I think if there is a lot of media attention over somebody, there's a documentary about them, there's movies about them and so forth, I think that that ends up getting on law enforcement's radar, and then you will see things kind of escalate very quickly.
Why would a documentary or a movie? He's using exactly what he got from Surviving R. Kelly to even say that bullshit. Why should a documentary get somebody thrown in jail? The only reason why, in my opinion, that R. Kelly is doing 20 right now in prison in the feds is more than that documentary. It's what time the documentary came out. It was during the height of the Me Too movement. It is that societal, fake, stupid agenda that was out there. And then there was some real victims in Me Too. And I'm not, trying to cast them aside or downplay what they went through. Those are real victims. And the Me Too did get real people off the streets, which is good. But overall, it was a witch hunt. And that's why Surviving R. Kelly, would combine with the Me Too movement, got people to start to be, what's up? Let's look into that. Everybody knew he was doing it since the 90s. He got a marriage certificate to Aaliyah in the 90s. That tape that I seen, I remember the tape where the girl got peed on. I was in like 10th, 11th grade. We saw it. Me, Flash, his brother, we saw that motherfucker at his apartment, and we watched that tape, bro. That was like 20 years ago. So freak this documentary. You don't need no documentary for that. You needed the movement. You needed the weapon. The weapon was Me Too. And that's what Jaguar was talking about.
It's hard to say. R. Kelly was extremely high profile. And there will be others, but I don't think that the music industry is really having less situations than other industries. I mean, every industry has certain situations and they're high profile, and there's a bunch of other stuff that kind of falls below the radar.
Finally, DJV, what do you think is going to happen here? Do you think Diddy will ever come out of prison?
That's a tough one, because I was really shocked that he didn't get a bond. I thought for sure that he'd be sitting in his mansion right now awaiting trial, but he's sitting in a jail cell right now. And it could be years before this actually makes it to trial. So it proves that things are very, very serious on his end. And if you look at the R. Kelly situation, he got, I believe, 30 years. This may fall along the same lines, except the only difference is when I looked into the R. Kelly case,
I believe R. Kelly was sentenced initially to 30 years, but I believe that they dropped one of the charges. A few months later, they dropped one of the charges, and it got dropped to about 20. I think R. Kelly's doing 20 now.
A lot of the convictions were based on underage girls. You've heard a few spatterings of underage accusations, but in general, it seemed like most of the women were of legal age in the Diddy case. So I'm thinking it won't be as severe as it is with Diddy. As it is with R. Kelly. But for someone like Diddy, who's in his mid-50s, he doesn't want to spend 5, 10, 20 years in prison.
No.
He wants to get out. He wants to keep it moving. So I think he will get out of prison at one point. It's just hard to say, right now what it's going to be.
Yeah, it is. It's a fascinating story. DJ Vlad, thank you very much indeed for joining me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Trash
I'm
bastard.
joined now by Ariel Mitchell-Kidd, who's a lawyer for one of
hello.
Diddy's alleged victims. Thank you very much indeed for joining me. There are so many people coming forward now with allegations about Diddy. What do you think about the scale of this case?
Well, before I get into that, I kind of want to address the prior two panelists.
Oh, talk.
First one.
Get him. Get him. Call him out. Call him out, sexy mama.
What do you think about the scale of this case?
Call him out.
Well, before I get into that, I kind of want to address the prior two panelists. First one, Mrs. Jaguar Wright. She said a lot of things that were very jarring in her explanation of what she saw and had firsthand accounts on. My concern for her, she's saying a lot of things that could be considered libelous. And I would suggest that she contacts an attorney, if only to vet the information she has or purports to have from other victims. At least they can protect her, and then they can also do their due diligence, the attorneys, to make sure that the information she's receiving is accurate outside of the things that she knows and may have proof of.
Looking out for her and stuff. Yeah, you could get potentially sued, but this is her saying these are things I believe. I don't think she could get sued for what she's saying. She's saying, as her opinion, this is what is what. This is what is what. I heard from witness accounts, my experience, and what she's saying, if she could be liable, why they ain't sue her yet then? She's been saying this for years. So I appreciate her for looking out for her.
Was very concerned about some of the things that she had said in her prior segment. I also want to address Mr. Vlad, who I know to be a culture vulture.
Yes!
Who takes from the
yes!
Black community and doesn't
say
give
that
back and
shit.
Artists in situations.
Say that. Call that bitch
her prior
out.
Segment. I also want to address Mr. Vlad, who I know to be a culture vulture, who takes from the Black community and doesn't give back and puts artists in situations where then they are indicted by the police, and he's very much so what we call police type investigation in the Black community. And for him to repudiate what Mrs. Wright has said, I thought was completely out of line. He can say he doesn't agree,
yes!
which is fine. But for him to be someone who constantly uses the Black community and uses them as a means for his platform, I thought that was very inconsiderate and unprofessional. Now to get
sister. I don't know who she is, but she's beautiful. Her weave is nice, high quality. You know what I'm saying? Her part on the side, that is nice. That might even be her real hair, but just tracks all up in it to give her some girth, you know, to make it a full body hair. But anyway, she done called this man out. Go ahead. And you a lawyer? You a lawyer looking good, smart. Gave Jaguar some advice like, yo, you need to holler at somebody because from what you're saying, it could be this, could be this. And then I was disappointed because I said, dang, you ain't gonna call out Vlad. And then she came and destroyed this fool and called him exactly what he is on a national level. I love to see it. W. Thank you for saying that.
To your question that the Black community and uses them as completely out of line. He can say he doesn't agree, which is fine. But for him to be someone who constantly uses the Black community and uses them as a means for his platform, I thought that was very inconsiderate and unprofessional. Now, to get to your question that you asked of me regarding the victims, there are victims coming out every day, even someone who contacted me last night. So, and it's only standing to be more individuals coming out. I do talk to some of the other attorneys who represent victims that we already have known because they filed cases, who have additional victims who plan to come forward and they plan to file cases against very soon.
Oh, there's
so
more coming.
It's only a matter of against very.
She said she got colleagues that are they're piling it on. They're piling it on Diddy. Like it's we understand it's a rap for him. My problem is they gonna kill him, bro. I think they gonna kill him. They gonna Weinstein him. That's what I'm worried about. Because if they kill him, all this goes away. I heard that he's a drug head. So when you go to jail, that's the worst thing for a druggie because they have to detox. They go through those shakes, those chills. They have seizures sometimes. They have hallucinations. It's bad that first week when you're in jail. So he's going through that. He has the guy, the Bitcoin scammer. That's his cellmate or some shit like that in the same area. He's going through hell right now. And I don't want them to kill him. I don't want them to get to him because I want. He already had to have talked. He's already been the FBI, the Homeland Security. They already have the info, bro. He's already singing. At this point, there's no way he kept a lid on this whole time. They got him. I just hope that he's did all of his snitching, And whatever happens to him after that happens to him.
very soon. So it's only a matter of how many more are going to come out, and it seems to be, it'll be very many more.
You've said that you've been contacted regarding the sale of one of the Diddy freak-off tapes.
Right. I also heard that too, that Diddy is not eating and he's losing weight. Why would somebody not eat food? Because you're going through problems? Also, what's a way to get you? If I want to get you out, what's one way I could get you out? Poison that food.
But it features a very high-profile celebrity. What can you tell us about that?
It's the same thing Michael Jackson did at his end when he had Dick Gregory, and Dick Gregory said, Michael said, "They're trying to kill me. I don't want to eat the food. They're going to put something in the food to kill me." Dick Gregory said Michael Jackson, on his deathbed almost, was afraid of the same people that were in his house. He said, "I can't eat the food. They'll kill me. They'll put something in my food and kill me." He was paranoid. And then Dick Gregory said we had to carry Michael Jackson and pretend we were going somewhere and went to another place entirely. Took him to a doctor. Doctor said that he would have died because he was dehydrated, not drinking and not eating, because they thought they were going to poison his food.
High-profile celebrity. What can you tell us about that?
So actually, I recently was contacted by one of my business partners who's also an attorney, who said to me, "Well, why are we not writing the demand letter to try to do the catch and kill?" And I said, "Well, if you want to do it, then I'll connect you and you can essentially do it." He was also concerned about wanting to protect the other person who was in the film, mainly because I've known about this for about 3.5 weeks to about a month. I've been communicating with these people who purport to have that videotape. And
Allegedly, there's a videotape where someone is on camera having sex with what could be a minor. And she's speaking on that video that is allegedly out there.
And it wasn't until Thursday night that they outright said, "Can you write on your letterhead a letter to the individual who's also in the tape and see if they're interested in a catch and kill?"
Gloria Allred also said that she has a video of a household name. I wonder if that's the same video that she's talking about here. Because now we're talking about celebrities who are victims of Diddy. This is where shit gets real.
Letter to the individual who's also in the tape and see if they're interested in a catch and kill. And is that something, we'll give you X amount of percentage of it. And at the time I was like, I don't think I want to be involved in this, but I hadn't had time to process. But the other attorney I'm speaking of, he's pretty much been in the know the entire time since I first got contacted by these individuals with the tape. And we're pursuing now a meeting with the three of us for us to broker, I guess, a situation where we'll have certain guarantees that once we make the representations to the person in the tape, that we have some level of assurances that this is a valid tape.
And just to be clear, two thoughts about this. One, is it a household name that we're talking about here? And secondly, are they engaged in any criminality from what you
look at her
understand?
smirk.
Household name, very much so. More of a household name than Mr. Combs.
Whoa!
And
Really?
criminality.
Whoa!
Household name, very much so. More of a household name than Mr. Combs.
Whoa! More of a household name than Diddy. On tape. Having sex. Which could be, what we talk, bigger than Diddy? Bruh. Who's on that tape, my dude? Who is on that tape?
Engaged in any criminality from what you understand?
Household name, very much so. More of a household name than Mr. Combs.
Wow.
And
really?
Criminality, they are engaged in pornography. They're not doing anything illegal per se. I can't say that I'll say this. My concern was that I could not verify the age of the individual. And so that was my concern about not having anything sent to me and viewing it in the way that I did via stills, via FaceTime video. So I didn't want to have anything in my phone because my issue is we can't determine if this person is 17 to 21.
Right. Fascinating. It's been reported there could be
A potential minor having sex on camera with a celebrity that is a household name and more popular and recognizable than P. Diddy? What we talk about? Chad is saying Leonardo DiCaprio or Jay-Z. Justin Bieber's bigger than Diddy. What we doing? Would you say Usher's bigger than Diddy? Yeah. Could be any one of them, bro. Holy freak, bro. I want to know who that is. And it's at the point where she's like, don't even send it to me. Because you know why she's afraid? Legally, if you send a video that later on is confirmed was a minor, you got child porn on your phone and you've broken the law. They are getting at other kids for CP who are in high school. If a high school kid sends a nude to another high school kid, they can get, that's still a crime. Supposedly that's a crime. Even though they're both underage, it's still CP on the phone.
a class action with over 50 alleged victims of Diddy. It also feels like there could be a lot more than that. Do you think, when you look at this case now, that he's ever going to come out of prison?
I do not think Mr. Combs will get out. I was not surprised that he did not get bond. I was saying from the beginning that I was fairly certain, due to my experience in the legal field, that he would not be getting bond and that he would be there until his court case. I also feel as if having a trial would not be in his best interest, and I'll explain why. Everything that comes out in that criminal trial will be used by not only me, but every other civil litigator who has a civil case against Mr. Combs. Everything.
A la O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson, a lot of that stuff that was in the trial was used against him civilly, and that's how they got O.J. for those millions and millions of dollars. So when you get prosecuted federally, or there's a criminal case where you have been found guilty, that just makes it so much easier for them to file against you and sue you civilly. Because the degree, first of all, it's the federal government and their evidence that it says you are guilty of this crime. So civilly, they're like, okay, well, that's pretty much, it's nearly a fact that you're guilty, and they use that to sue you. It's preponderance of evidence versus more likely than not. When it comes to criminal, you are deemed guilty beyond all reasonable doubt, like the preponderance of the evidence, versus civilly, it's more relaxed. They could get you and find you guilty if you're just more likely than not to have done what you're accused of doing. And having the feds in your back pocket, of course, you're done.
That the federal government proves beyond a reasonable doubt, because they have a higher criteria to meet than we do. It's the preponderance of the evidence in civil court. There it is. So if we have the federal government, if you will, doing all of our heavy lifting for us in a very public trial, all of the discovery that is done will be very valuable, invaluable almost, to every civil attorney who is working on a civil case, which I believe we're about at 14, 15, outside of the other attorney who recently said that he has 50 individuals. And I don't know if he actually has 50 people or if that's a shock value number. I'd be curious to see once that filing comes out. I haven't seen it. I do know other attorneys who have several individuals that they are in the process of filing a complaint for. I'm in the process of filing the complaint for another victim and fielding calls from other individuals who I may take on as clients. I've actually spoke to multiple individuals, but did not take on everybody as a client because I was unable to verify what it was that they were saying, not because I didn't believe them
Nice.
or believe that what
Due
they were saying to
diligence.
be true. And that's why I've also expressed at the beginning that Mrs. Wright needs to seek legal counsel,
Yeah.
not only about things that she's saying, things that other people are saying that she's repeating, only because a lawyer will go and do a certain level of due diligence to make sure that there's a good faith basis that the claims being asserted are actually true. But I never thought that Mr. Combs would get bond. I do not feel it would be advantageous for him to take this to trial because it would only destroy, well, not destroy him financially, but also let's even pretend he were to get off. Everything, which I absolutely do not see him being victorious in a criminal trial. The feds have, I believe, like a 97 point something success rate.
Yeah, it's 90
He's
something.
pretty much
Yeah, you're done.
shooting blind in that situation. His attorney is not doing anything to help him either. And some of the public statements that he's been giving is actually turning public perception more negatively towards Mr. Combs. Not that I'm trying to help him at all in a legal sense. However, when we talk about criminal law, when we talk about the feds this is not a state case, this is a federal case. When we talk about their success rate, the federal government, especially the Southern District of New York, we're talking about people who aim to kill is the best way I can put it. They are successful. They are the leaders in the field.
Damn.
And anything that comes
Bro,
out.
she painting a very vivid picture. I don't know about you guys at home, but are you seeing the vivid picture that she's painting when it comes to Diddy's situation and the libelous that could come from him going to trial? It's vivid for me.
Rate, the federal government, especially the Southern District of New York, we're talking about people who aim to kill is the best way I can put it. They are successful. They are the leaders in the field. And anything that comes out, any discovery, any testimony, any depositions that come out will be used in his civil cases, which I don't think he's going to want, because that's all he's creating evidence for us to use.
Yep.
And to the point that while I don't want to acknowledge Vlad, the point that he made earlier about being heavy-handed in terms of any settlement, I do agree to that, only because one of the charges and the main charges is a RICO. And a RICO carries a life sentence, not just a 25 or 40 year or whatever. It's a life sentence. And if we think about how RICO was created in New York to take down mafia bosses, mob bosses.
That Rico is a motherfucker. And that's exactly what Young Thug is fighting for his life right now. He's been in court I feel like he's been in court for over a year. He knows if you lose this Rico case, you're done. You ain't getting out.
Life sentence. And if we think about how RICO was created in New York to take down mafia bosses, mob bosses. And that's what Mr. Combs is. He's a mafia boss. He's a New York mafioso boss. And the RICO law was created to take down people like him.
Look at that language she's using. And it's also in the official indictment. They said Diddy, Sean Diddy, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, and the enterprise of Bad Boy. If you look at the headline is on that first page of the indictment. When they came out, they're making clear that Diddy and Bad Boy Entertainment is a crime organization. They were talking about Diddy and his organization as if it was one of the popular Italian mafia families in New York. It's like the same thing. Oh man, this is crazy. 2024.
Bosses, mob bosses. And that's what Mr. Combs is. He's a mafia boss. He's a New York mafioso boss. And the RICO law was created to take down people like him. So if he were to take a plea deal, if only to save himself any potential liability in terms of things that could be used against him in civil court, I can't possibly see him taking less than 25 to 30 years in a plea bargain. However, if I was him, that would be the only option I would have and the only option I would take.
Absolutely fascinating.
Wow.
analysis. Thank you very much indeed for joining me.
Wow,
Kid.
wow,
Appreciate it.
there it is. Holy freak, what an amazing interview. If Diddy pleads, I don't think that he's going to plead to being in prison. I think that he has so much information. I think that for the 30 plus years he's been in the industry, I would say for the 20 years he's been at the top, and the things that he's done to people, the celebrities that he knows, the parties he's been to, the word of mouth, the things that he was even a witness to himself, I think that that stuff is enough to get him to walk right out that goddamn courthouse steps to freedom. I don't think he's going to do any of this if he, maybe a year, because they want to see him in prison, and then the probation. I think he has enough to get off scot-free, bro. That's what I think. But what do you guys think? After what I seen, bro, about Jaguar Wright. Some of you guys say that you guys don't believe her because she's crazy and all this and stuff like this. And I'm going to let you guys be able to call in because I want to talk about this because I feel like this is really a slippery slope that we're on. When you attack and shoot the messenger, you're opening up the floodgates for a lot of bad people to go free. Just because somebody says something that you could prove was a lie or miscalculated doesn't mean what they come with 6 months later is a lie or miscalculated. I feel like we got to hear people out, even people that we don't want to hear out, because that's how you're going to get to the bottom of things. That's how you're going to get to the facts. That's how you could get having the conversation. So like, if we're so quick to dismiss Jaguar as a crazy person, that's exactly what Diddy wants you to do. That's what Jay-Z wants you to do. I believe that Jay-Z it's my belief that he's scum and that he's a snake. And I could say this based off things that I've seen, things that he has done, things that Dame Dash has accused him of doing as I watch. The relationship that he doesn't have no more with Kanye West. The relationship that he doesn't have anymore with Dame Dash. The relationship that he doesn't have anymore with Dipset or anybody from Rockefeller for that matter. The people that he doesn't like, you see them go through hell in their career. These are not coincidences. I want to know what Maya got to say. I think Maya knows a lot. Yes. Y'all remember Maya? Ghetto superstar. That is what you... Yeah, Maya. Mace has come out and said a lot of things about Diddy, but we already know Diddy's done. We just want him to survive so he can snitch enough. But Jay-Z was exposed in this interview, and she put his name out there. She also put out Beyonce. And as a lifelong Beyonce fan, a lot of my family in the community knows that I've been a Beyonce fan since the beginning. Since before there was a Beyonce. It was just Destiny's Child. And she was the one I saw. I said, wow, she's gorgeous. She sings, she's the best singer. She's got all this talent. Oh my God, I love Beyonce. And anybody that knew me from back then, they could confirm this. Her career was amazing. That Dangerously in Love album was fire. I almost know the whole album still to this day, word for word. Track 5, or is it, I think it's track 6, Superstar with Big Boy. That song was whack. Still whack to this day. I skip over it. Every other song on that album is a banger. Everyone's a hit. Every one of them is amazing, except that one. You remember the song? Let me see if do you guys remember this song right here?
Certified quality.
Got the girl I need and I cry of every day without apology.
What the right way, that's my policy.
Less than Beyonce. And you want to say, bitch, a Dante, Y'all remember this? All right, y'all know. When you know, you know. Correct. That's right. RJ's called Baby Boy. Jay-Z didn't, allegedly, this was back then. It was like, Jay-Z didn't want Beyonce to do a music video with Sean Paul. That's why Sean Paul ain't in that hole. Bro, the talk was Jay-Z was jealous of Sean Paul and Beyonce, and he dictated to be, he can't be in that shit with you. Nope. That's allegedly. You can't be in this Baby Boy video. Nah, we ain't doing that. Once her career was taken off, she was going to be a star without Jay-Z. She was already a star.
You win. Perfect.
Once he got his hands on her, Beyonce, she started to change from the girl that I was in love with. Like the Sasha Fierce alter ego personality. What is that? Oh, I have another identity. These sacrificial dances and these performances I see where she's like, look like she's worshiping the devil. And I'm like, who is, oh, that's Sasha Fierce. There's this thing that comes out of me. It just comes out. I knew then in Crazy in Love when he blew her up in that car, bro. Symbolic. Because who came back? Sasha. Her career grew with Jay-Z over it, but it was already going there. Aaliyah sadly passed away. Beyonce slid in there. Aaliyah passed away. Aaliyah tied to Jay-Z. Aaliyah died. There was a war for Aaliyah. Dame Dash, that was his girl. But Jay-Z was effing with Aaliyah. Dame Dash and Jay-Z over a female. Aaliyah. Who had her before both of them niggas? R. Kelly. Who had beef with R. Kelly? Jay-Z. Whose career blew up when they took over? Beyonce's, because of Jay-Z. Bro, what are we doing? It's too many things where this motherfucker's at the center of it. He's at the actual center of it. The things that he's doing as far as running the Super Bowl halftime show, you see what he's about, what he's doing. So it's like, yes, I hope that this happens, that Jay-Z's held accountable for some of the things that he's did, and I want to know what them stories are. But I also know there's some stories about Beyonce. And do I think that Beyonce partook in some of the nasty things and the terrible things that Jay-Z has done? Yes. That's his wife. He's the head of that house. He's the head of the snake, and she's following his lead. There's nothing that Beyonce could do. I'm not trying to make an excuse for her because she's still liable for what she did. I took a step back as being a diehard Beyonce fan over the years. But that's his wife. That's his woman. She knows her place. She has songs talking about how she knows her place. Jay-Z's running that show. He controls her. He tells her what to do and she does it. This is what you're going to jump. This is how high you're going to jump and you better do it. She'll do it. And it's crazy to think like that. How could, no, Beyonce's a superstar. She ain't doing that for nobody. Jay-Z's more powerful than she is. Jay-Z's connected. He brought her into it. She's also a part of it. She doesn't even, you're thinking of her as the way they want you to think of her. Not a human, not a wife, larger than life, an idol, something that you could resemble to a god or a deity. That's what they want you to think, so you don't know the truth about how they really living. He got her, I'm pretty sure he got her doing some very inhumane things. And she's doing very inhumane things to other people. So yes, I do think that she's involved with it, bro. If it happens, it happens. But we need to talk about this Jaguar Wright. I believe Jaguar Wright. That's my stance. Regardless of what she said in the past, I don't really know about things that she has said or have not said in the past. But maybe some of you guys do. Let me know. Talk to me. Phone lines are open. Call in and talk to your boy. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You can call the number right now, 323-801-8059, 323-801-8059. Call in, talk to me, tell me what you guys think. I would love to hear from you. I don't think that it's, I believe her. That's just where I'm at. I'm not gonna, it's almost like a conspiracy theory to say, oh, she's crazy, it's a rap. This Diddy, Jay-Z, beyond, no. Because look what she's been talking about this Diddy thing for years, and y'all called her crazy. Sounds like she was a fortune teller to me. Sound like she was a fortune teller because guess what? Here it is. It came true. Was she crazy then? So are we gonna say, oh, yo, you crazy? But a lot of that stuff that you said when you outed Diddy, you outed Diddy first on that level. You outed Diddy on that. Oh, damn. You talked about the Cassie, you talked about the Diddy, you talked about the this abuse and this and all that, and then it came to fruition, just like Cat Williams. I believe Jaguar Wright. I believe that Jay-Z, Diddy, Beyonce, Jay-Z's the name, he's the one that I want. He's the one that she wants. He's the one that a lot of y'all probably want. Why is this not coming through over here? Hold on. Oh, my line has actually been ringing. Hold on, here we go. Let me bring someone in. Yo, yo, yo. You on with Jody's Corner. You live.
Yo, what's up, Jody? You hear me?
Yes, sir. Who's calling?
This is Zach.
Zach? Oh, what's up, bro?
Yeah. Yeah, what's good? How y'all doing? You good?
Ain't no y'all, it's just me and you. Talk to me.
I mean, yeah, it's my first habit. But, yeah, I just wanted to call in and say, yeah, that nigga Jay-Z, he's sick. I believe her as well.
Yeah, that's right.
She called out, I mean, the people, like, you know, people that always say you crazy until shit gets proven, you know?
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody's crazy. And then, but they never give you credit. They just say, oh, she was right about that one thing, but she's still crazy.
Yep. She's dealing with right now. So many people think that she's a liar, but you can't deny she was right. And if she was right, which she was about Diddy, why could she not be right now? A lot of you guys are trying to call in. A lot of you guys are calling. I want you guys to keep calling and understand. I got a caller now. I can only do one at a time. So when this call ends, hit that number and get up in here.
But yeah, I was just gonna say, like, it's not even like she's talking about, you know, something that's like a crazy that is like we just like same thing with Diddy. We always suspected he was a weirdo. He was freaky. He was a freak. We always knew that. But then
did they? Did people
up.
always expect Diddy was a weird sus motherfucker that did all this? I don't know.
You know what it is? It's cause of all the videos. Like every video, whether it was like videos of him with like Meek Mill or whatever artist it was, he always came off like predatory. I don't know. It was always like weird energy.
Why won't you party with me, man? Why we won't party? Why you won't party with me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember when he said my name is now Love? Like he changed his name to Love.
Name is
that's
Love
when I
now.
was like, okay, now something is weird. Like
yeah.
He was almost like he was like trying to get caught. It was almost like he was like, I don't know. Yeah. He was, you know how like people that rob banks, like after 20 years they turn themselves in. That's how it felt with Diddy. He was almost like I'm guilty. I'm a freak. He didn't give a fuck anymore. He was like, I don't care. He thought he could get away with it.
What do you think is gonna happen? You think he's gonna get out?
You win. Perfect.
Nah, he's not.
I think it's a wrap too. I think it's a wrap too.
Why
are people so willing to not believe Jaguar?
You know, because like the first instinct for people is just rebel. You know, be like, nah, that ain't it. Nah, she ain't shit. Yeah, I don't know
why
what
are we
it is,
like
but
that?
that's like
Why are we like that? Why are we so quick to dismiss somebody based off of our own preconceived notions? Why can't you just believe someone or at least not even just believe them right away, hear them out and then think about it for a second?
Because they don't do it. It's way easier to just be like, nah, she crazy. Like people just use that word like so loose, like crazy. It's like crazy is like a big word for someone to be crazy.
Right.
So they just use that as like it's nothing. No, it's not. She's crazy. She's this, she's that, and it's like it's much harder for people to just like sit there and like comprehend and think, and you know that takes too much for them. So it's just easier to just be like, nah, that bitch is crazy. You know that I've heard that line so many times.
Now, do you think this is what I think? I think the Me Too movement is the reason why a lot of people don't believe her.
That's true as well. Yeah. That has a factor.
I think it's the Me Too movement because a lot of people cried wolf, 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 and then we find out they have their own personal self-interest and they lied.
Yeah, 'cause it was a lot of like shit that was bad dates and shit.
We had a live stream Wednesday Is Chris Brown a woman beater? Keon, yep, he beat the women. Like Chris Brown's done in the public eye for a lot of people. Yes, what he did when he was 19 was a problem. The man's 30-something years old now, and they just holding it against him. I feel like once people make their mind up about you, it's hard for people to change their minds.
Yeah, they don't give you second chances, especially if you're someone like Chris Brown. You know, he's that big, so it's like they're already looking for a reason.
What do you think that Jay-Z's done, bro? What nasty things you think, crazy things that you think that Jay-Z's done?
To be honest, like with how big Jay-Z is, this motherfucker, he's behind the Super Bowl. You don't get into these circles with these super ultra billionaire, let's be honest, white guys without doing some shit to get in there, to trust.
Yep.
You don't just get in the circle without them trusting you. And for them to trust you, I mean, think about what Diddy's doing. I'm thinking shit like that. Where like you're in freak offs, you're in God knows what, weird masked parties and all type of shit. And Beyonce's there with her and with him, and it's just they're both doing shit because they both have to prove themselves. You don't just get in the circle,
right?
Especially if you're black, you're a black rapper. It's tough. He's like the only. He's the only rapper that's like that mogul, that like other than Drake, and we know Drake is a weirdo.
Yeah.
We know he's doing weird shit for sure. So it's like, and Jay-Z isn't bigger than Drake, but I feel like Jay-Z like controls more shit than Drake. He's like a complete mogul.
Yes.
He's not even a rapper anymore.
Exactly.
He's like behind a lot of shit.
Yeah.
So it's like for him to get to those doors, because I feel like didn't Kanye? I forget Kanye.
And we lost him. Got a new caller in. Let's bring him in. Welcome to Jody's Corner. You live.
I thought that was me.
That was you. And then somebody called right after you.
I tried to. I had my AirPods in. It was about to fall, and then it ended the call.
All right, let's get a final thought, and then I'm gonna move on to the next caller because I'm gonna get as many people in as we can.
Yeah, just final thoughts. I agree. I'm fully support Jaguar. You know, people like to defend freaks, and Jay-Z is a freak. I'll die on that hill. He's a freak. So yeah, just.
He's a freaky nigga. He is 69 God.
Well, Kanye, I was gonna say before I left, Kanye rapped about like the doors, the kind of doors that people open to you. You know, the $20 million deals and all that shit.
Yep.
So you can only imagine Jay-Z's doing $1 billion deals. Like, so that's a different level. He stopped Lil Wayne from performing in New Orleans.
Easy.
He's the reason why Kendrick
is performing.
Like that's power. That's like Lil Wayne, New Orleans, for him to be like, nope, and that's it. No question.
And then the people that are capping for him by putting memes like Lil Wayne can't perform, he's trash. This the person y'all want. It's less so about that and more so about if you're performing in my backyard, I need to be the one in my backyard, no one else.
Think about that. It's like imagine if like Drake doing that in the Super Bowl in New York and not letting Jay-Z perform. It'd be fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm. You ain't
but
lying.
Like people just brushing it wrong. Like, oh yeah, no, it's Kendrick. It's Kendrick's year. It's like it's bigger than this. Like people can't see like what's going on behind this. It's a power move, you know, because we know this beef and shit between Lil Wayne and Jay-Z. So it was like, nah, you're not doing that. It was more like how rich niggas are. Power moves.
Power moves. I appreciate you for calling in, bro. Thank you.
Always.
Later. Phone lines is open, 323-801-8059. Talk to me. We agree. Me and my man agree. That's one team, Jaguar. Welcome to Jody's Corner. You live with your boy, Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Jody? Yo, I've been following you, bro, for 7 years, my boy.
Tight. What's up? Thanks, man.
Told you. What's up, man? I'm from Atlanta. I'm all the way on the other side of the coast, bro.
Shout out to Atlanta. Shout out to you for watching. Thanks, man. Talk to me.
Yeah, man. So it's crazy and it's sad, but everything that Jaguar has, I would say pretty much everything that she has said, she's been spot on. And she said, she said this about I think she goes on like a podcast in like Houston or whatever, but she was talking about how Diddy got tapes on Usher, Bieber, and Chris Brown, and she was just saying how she feels really, really bad for Chris Brown and Justin Bieber because Usher which is kind of crazy. How did Usher become a guardian
Yeah.
of a kid that's not even his, and then gave guardianship over to another man? That's sick to me.
That 48-hour semi-custody hold, whatever the freak Diddy was talking about. He said, I got him for 48 hours or 24 hours or whatever.
Right.
We gonna do this, we gonna do that. Hey, bro, Usher is liable too, bro. I think that victims become predators. It's the cycle. R. Kelly was a victim before he became a predator. And
Exactly.
even though Usher was a victim, and I feel for him because he was victimized potentially by Diddy, he also passed that on to people like Bieber, in my opinion, what I believe.
Mm-hmm. And then Usher was, I think, 12 or 13 years old when he was getting groomed by Diddy.
And Clive Davis was there for a lot of that too,
Yep.
bro.
And I wanted to comment on your stream that y'all have Wednesday talking about the whole Chris Brown situation.
Yeah.
And Jaguar Wright has talked about how the industry, they saw Chris Brown as being the next Michael. And she was saying that he is so supremely talented. And that whole situation with Rihanna was because Chris Brown caught Rihanna giving top to Jay-Z. And at Clive Davis party. Yes, bro. She said it in the thing. In one of her interviews.
She said that she did she say that she saw it or someone told her this?
No, this is a whole industry. Like
right,
this was a main thing.
She says that
and
Chris
also,
Brown caught Rihanna topping off Jay.
Yes, in front of everybody in the party, and this is confirmed by because Chris Brown's lawyer, and there was they hired a private detective. He went on Vlad and confirmed everything that Jaguar Wright said, and he said that it wasn't allegedly. Rihanna was. She was cheating on him, and she gave Chris Brown herpes.
I heard that rumor.
And right, and so pretty much, I guess maybe Chris was going to leave her because she's actually older than him by 2 years. So she was dating a minor when they were dating, but that's besides the point. I'm dating Chris Brown, but so that whole night and everything, Chris Brown tried to flee the scene. And she, fought this dude while he was driving or whatever. And so the private investigator was, because you can find this on YouTube, which is crazy. And he was just breaking down about how it was a whole big cover up by the industry. And that pretty much just tanked Chris Brown's career. And he was just saying that the powers that be are never going to leave that man, Chris Brown, alone.
And the powers that be, Jay-Z, I believe, is one of those powers that be. Jay-Z has that beef with Chris Brown because Chris Brown outed Jay-Z publicly about him not being a good guy or a role model, that he stabs people and all that. Wendy Williams was coming out to defend Jay-Z because she's afraid of that power creep as well. It's all one big faction.
Yep. It's crazy, bro. And I'm like, the information be out there, but people choose not to believe it because you know how in the Bible, how God says
information. It's crazy to hear, though. I mean, I understand how somebody would be skeptical about what you said. I mean, you just came in here and said that freaking Chris Brown caught Jay-Z getting top from Rihanna. I never heard that, but that's wild. You can look,
bro, it's all on YouTube, man. I wish I could send you the videos, but it's a white dude, and he was talking, and it was reposted earlier this year.
Mind
because
you,
Jaguar Wright talked about it.
It's all up in the air. Nothing is proven or confirmed. These are just opinions and thoughts that people are commenting on that they heard, seen, watched, or experienced. That's what we're talking about. So, what do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think Jay-Z has done, bro? If you could think of something that would shock you that you think Jay-Z has done, what do you think it is? Because the last caller said some Diddy stuff. What do you think?
Oh, there's nothing that would shock me because it's been like that. It's been written in history. Tupac and Biggie talked about it. You know what I'm saying? And me personally, because how they move and how they always talk about loyalty and being thorough, none of them dudes is like that. And I'm surprised. Well, actually, I'm not surprised is that there's the thorough dudes that we talked about. They probably know some stuff, but because how they were brought up and raised, they like, you know what? I'm not even gonna speak on that. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. I mean, look at Dame Dash. Like Dame Dash, I was talking with my uncle, and I was like, Aunt, if you was Dame Dash, would you have kept quiet all these years and really not said how you really feel? And he was like, how he was brought up, he would be like, yeah, even though it was foul and, you know, his man did him dirty.
I mean, Dame Dash was a powerful person, but even he failed in comparison to the ones that outed him. And, you know, Jay-Z, you know, shanked him in the back, did him dirty, took his girl and all the other shit. But even Dame was like, every time, the last interview I saw where Dame, when you even bring up Jay-Z's name to Dame, I don't want to talk about him. I don't want to talk about Jay.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Jay. Because I feel like he knows that he has all that power and he will come for Dame. I believe that he's afraid. Yep. He's afraid.
I think all them dudes, and I believe Jaguar Wright was saying that Jay-Z so Diddy pretty much is like the face behind the criminal organization, and Jay-Z is even the bigger gangster. Like he's the one that has, and what's the lady that? So there is a lady that works with Jay-Z, and she was on FBI records being a snitch, and she still works with him and stuff, and she was a paid informant, and
informants going around too.
Yeah, but she's an OG one about like during like when Jay-Z was going against Nas and stuff, and so it's crazy that she's on his payroll, and I mean, you could say this allegedly, but it's actually not, because there's been what is it called, Gene Deal or whatever?
Yeah, Gene Deal,
Diddy's old bodyguard.
Yep.
Yeah, he confirms it all too, and
all of these people, are in the testimony. If they go to court, Gene Deal, Jaguar, everybody had something to say about this Mace. They're going to be summoned to court to testify,
and they should. And especially
they already probably got their statements. Or if not court, they've given their statements already.
Mm-hmm. And did you hear about the dude? Not Rev Run, but his brother, the one that's what is his? That's Russell Simmons. Russell Simmons was P. Diddy's mentor.
Right,
because you know
he left the country. Right, he's not even in the United States right now.
He left the country for touching for messing with minors and stuff,
mm-hmm.
and also he said the same. Jaguar Wright talks about it on a new episode that she was on, and she was like, this dude made comments on his own daughter about, you know, if her tits were big enough, you know, pretty much he would pimp out his daughter. That's the comments he was making, and I'm like, these niggas is sick.
Wild stuff.
I'm sorry to curse.
It's all good, bro. Wild stuff, bro. Got a lot of information from this call, man. I appreciate you for appreciating what she's saying.
All right, homie.
And thank you for chiming in, bro.
You can get those videos on YouTube. You can go to DJ Vlad's channel.
Somebody sent it to me. Somebody told me what the name of the video was. I'll be doing some due diligence myself, bro.
Okay.
Shout out to you. Shout out to the ATL, bro.
You have a good night. Be safe, brother.
Peace out, brother. And we got us some love up in the studio. My guy, Knock Shadow, baby. Yeah. $50 donation came from Knock Shadow, and I got a caller in my ear. You are live. It's Jody's Corner. What up, caller?
Hey, Jody.
Hey, what's up? Turn down the TV in the back and talk to me on the phone.
Yeah, I got you, bro.
All right.
It's Crazy Mag.
It's who?
Crazy Mag.
Oh, Crazy Mag, what's up? Oh, shoot, you are a lady. I think you said bruh or bro in your text, and I was like, okay, this is probably a dude. But you're a lady, for sure. What's up, Crazy Mag?
Not much, bro. What's up with you?
I got my mind wrecked with this whole Jay-Z, Jaguar calling Jay-Z out by name, that lawyer coming through and giving Jaguar advice, shooting on DJ Vlad. It's a hell of a night. What you thinking? Talk to me.
Well, I definitely agree with you. I believe her, and I love that lawyer lady.
Yeah. Hey, do you believe
She was fine as hell.
Do you believe her because you're a woman and you can sympathize with another woman, or are you doing this for logic?
No, definitely logic.
Yes.
It's
I have to ask you that because that's
I've
what
never
people are
even
think.
seen that girl before.
Okay.
And I had seen it a few different videos, and I'm like, this lady has to be telling some truth here. She has to be. I mean, and I agree with the lawyer. She needs to cover her behind and keep herself safe, for sure.
Yeah, they gonna come for her. Like she's on Piers Morgan. Like that's a big platform. So
exactly.
When you think somebody's when someone has the truth, right? If I'm Jay-Z and I know that Jag knows the truth and she's going to these small little podcasts talking shit, and then people like, you know, John Babb could say like, oh, she's crazy. And other people could say, nah, I ain't buying it. That's what Jay-Z wants. And if you're doing it on a small platform, he ain't tripping. But now you want Pierce saying it. It's a different animal. So she needs to look out for herself.
Yeah, that's absolutely, like, I'm so scared for her, honestly, because that's some rough stuff that she brought up, and I believe her. And it's not just even her and Kat. Like, if you go back and you listen to some of Eminem's songs, even Eminem has said that Diddy's up to some shady shit.
Really? Oh, okay. I remember
just in the diss with MGK, he brought up Diddy at the end of it.
Yeah, and he was like, yeah, I'm just playing Diddy. He was like, you know, I love you.
Yeah, but he does that with the politicians and everyone else when you know that he hates them.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's just Eminem's thing. But he's brought that kind of things up a bunch of times in his songs. And you can go back through his, log and see, like, holy crap, some of this stuff might be about Jay-Z or Diddy.
As a woman, I want to ask you a question about how you feel about, because Beyonce's involved, do you think that she was involved? Do you think Beyonce's liable? Do you put the blame on Beyonce as well? What's your take and your thought process on Beyonce's involvement with this?
I mean, honestly, it's devastating to hear that she's involved, but I'm not surprised. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, regardless of what gender you are, you're going to have the same, you have the same decision.
Right.
And she chose to make, so she chose, now, first off, I'm one of those people that I can't even believe that she'd even marry someone like Jay-Z because she had her own money. And he's ugly as sin. I'm sorry.
Joe Camel looking motherfucker.
She is so beautiful.
He's ugly as shit.
And he is so flippin' ugly. Yeah. I can't take it. And it's like, that doesn't make sense. Because how many other beautiful men that exist in Hollywood that she could have chose from, and she chose that?
That money and that power.
I think that she probably got in a little too deep. And there was no going back.
That's a good point. I think that could be true. So do you think that, let's say the shit hits the fan, do you think that she should be charged? Or do you think that they would utilize her as a witness to get the big fish? That's Jay. Would you want them in a package deal, or would you be more open to them pitting Beyonce against Jay? Hypothetically, of course.
Oh, no, I hate when people do that. Everybody is accountable for their actions. And if you're involved, you're involved. Yeah. And I hate when people cut a deal and they go, oh, well, if I flip on my husband, I get away. No, you're just as guilty as he is because you did everything with him. You can't pull that now. now that you're in handcuffs. No, bitch, that's not the way it goes. I'm sorry, but that's not the way it goes. No, you can't do that. Everyone's accountable for their own actions, regardless of what gender they are and what role they played in it. If you played any role in it, you need to be accountable for your actions.
I like it. I love what you're saying right now. So tell me, who do you think is in that video? That video that is a celebrity having sex with a potential minor because the person looks so young, who is more popular or more of a household name than Diddy?
I mean, I know a lot of people are saying Leonardo DiCaprio, but what if it's Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise.
What if it's someone like that?
Yeah.
You know, because nobody's bringing any of them up, and he's always in some shady bullshit.
Yeah, like Katie Holmes came out years back and said that
didn't he kidnap her or whatever?
Yeah, that she was scared for her life because that Tom had the Freemasons and the Scientologists following her, tapping her phones, taking the kids, and she was afraid that she was being stalked. I remember. And you guys,
but it's not going to be someone like Ashton Kutcher or anybody.
Nah.
It's going to be someone like Tom Cruise, Leonardo DiCaprio, somebody like that.
Someone said Will Smith.
No, I doubt it.
Yeah.
I think Jada's got him too wrapped up for him to be involved. He's got his own problems.
Such amazing content to come, and I thank you for your call. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that you're like, it seems like common sense.
Well, thank you for taking it, hon.
Hey, you're absolutely welcome. Hey, hey, don't be shy now. You know what I'm saying? You got my number, right? Better use that thing. Appreciate you.
I will, babe.
Bye. All right, let's get one more. Let's get one or two more. Shoot. Does anybody think Jaguars? Where's the Jaguar Wright is crazy people at? That's what I want to. Where y'all at? Let's see who we got. You are live with your boy Jody Joe. Yeah.
What's happening, Jody? This is Trico here.
Trico always gets through. What's up, Trico?
What's up? What's up?
Talk to me.
Bro, this is a good thing for her, for Jaguar, that she's finally coming in, because I want to say this for everyone that's watching Jody's Corner right now, that everyone that wants to be in the entertainment industry, you got to be careful on who you doing business with, who you hanging out with, because at the end of the day, you're not going to the entertainment industry, whether it's be in movies or making music or be like on the business side of the entertainment, wherever it is you want to do. You are focusing on your goals. It's good to go to a few parties now and then, to celebrate what you have accomplished. It's fine.
Yeah.
But like I said before, and I'm gonna say this, like a Diddy party, for that example, if you know something that's about to go down, time to go. Time for you to leave.
I mean, how would you know that something's about to go down? How do you know something's about to go down if you're at a Diddy party and there's titties and shit at a normal party? How do you know when something's about to go down? We got to go. That's hard to know.
It is. You're right. It is sometimes hard to know. But sometimes you got to be aware of the environment that you are at. Sometimes you got to look out where people putting.
I mean, there's a lot of people at these parties doing drugs and they're drunk. They can't be aware. That's the point of these parties. Drugs, alcohol, they're high. So it's tough, man. I could get caught up at a Diddy party. It's bad bitches everywhere, smiling in your face, you know what I'm saying? Touching on you, thinking, let's go dance. And you could get lost in the sauce partying. And I'm not thinking about surroundings. I'm thinking about this hot honey piece right here. You know what I'm saying? It's so easy to get caught up. So I can't. And I guess that's one thing that I think that Trash Snake Vlad was right about. There's people that go to the Diddy parties, and then there's parties after the parties. I'm not going to knock nobody that went to a Diddy party. Kobe Bryant's been to Diddy parties. I'm not knocking nobody that went. I'm looking at the ones that went, that continue to go, that also are involved with the scandal that you see and heard, and you see that they've done shady things, and they see you're tied to this person who's tied to this person who says this about the ones who have the bad names already, who are at these Diddy parties, who have been accused of doing things at these Diddy parties.
And that's why I say this right now, because you need to take it from a lesson from people that have been there, that been in that situation, because you do not want to be in that situation. Whether you're in Hollywood, you're in the music industry, like it doesn't matter where you've been. And she also said it happened before we even got the Diddy exposement. It happened before then. Take that for a lesson too. It's happened before then.
Hey,
like
man.
I said, it's a life lesson for people to know. It's a life lesson.
I appreciate you for calling in. Thank you, Trico.
Appreciate it.
Peace. I remember myself where I was at a party and something happened to me that I didn't like, and I was scared, and it was taken by a shock. Terry Crews is a buff black man, and a shriveling white man old white man came up to him and grabbed him by the nuts at a party in front of everybody, including his wife. These are the type of motherfuckers I'm talking about. It's something, and if you look at the Kevin Spacey documentary, people, they take stuff from you when they do that to you. It's not about how macho you are, masculine you are, how much you say that you'll do this. When you're in that moment and the shock value of it is enough to make you like stunned and could make you become a victim. And I was on a couch and somebody was next to me. I think my girl, my date, someone. And some fool that came with his wife. And they was, hi. Everybody was mingling. And I had my arm on the couch like this. Jody was right here. It was more this way. I was over here. Jody on the couch was right here. And I had my arm on the thing of the couch. And the dude sat down on the other end of the couch. Filled that space. It was a 3-seater. I know 4 people couldn't fit. It was only 3. And he proceeds, while I'm having a random conversation, I feel a hand on my shit. He went, and his hand overlapped my hand. Now, that's easy to do, all right? You pull back. For some reason, I didn't pull back because I was in the conversation, but I felt it, and I was thinking, all right, he's gonna move his hand. He clearly he's on my hand, but he didn't move it. He didn't take his hand off my hand. And I'm like, and I did one of these. Nigga kept that shit on there. And I'm sitting here. I'm like, what the freak is happening? We got a caller. Thank you for calling in. It's your boy Jody Joe. You live? Yeah. Turn down the volume. You don't know you live. You call me on the phone. If you got your head to your phone, you can hear me right now. Look, I can hear myself in the background. Hello. Oh my goodness. When you guys call, understand that you got to turn down the volume of your television, your tablet, or whatever you're calling me on, okay? All right. Shout out to you, 704. Welcome to Jody's Corner. It's your boy, yeah.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. What's up, man? Welcome.
Oh, man, but first of all, I want to say one thing first. I have been a fan of you since I was like 15 years old, man.
Ah, tight. Yeah. Shout out to the fan.
I remember my first video I ever watched of you was I think your Civil War review.
Oh wow, that was 2016, bro.
Yeah, man.
What's your name?
Bro, I'm 24 now. I'm Big Reek.
Big Reek. Hey, what's up, Big Reek?
What's up, man?
Chilling. I'm glad to hear from
you. Yeah, I'm glad to talk to you, man.
We're friends, bro. We're friends. Let's talk like homies. You've been watching me for, you said 2016. Motherfucker, it's 2024. That was 8 years ago. What's up, partner? Talk to me.
Bro, since I was like freshman in high school, man.
That's crazy. Oh my God, I feel old. But have you seen the video? Talk to me, man. What do you think about this whole situation about Jaguar Wright, Jay-Z, Diddy, the whole fiasco?
Well, man, I'm not surprised because, even though I'm young, I still always kind of knew through like people and like friends and stuff about Diddy. I'd always said like, I don't know, you're older than me, but like I always felt like his first rumblings about him being suspect was the whole Biggie situation.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that he had something to do with Biggie getting killed. And personally, I don't know. He probably did, he probably didn't, but at the same time, it's just the way he died, it never really connected, never really made sense to me that he would be innocent, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. I mean, people. Let's not pretend.
Like,
these are people in the industry. These are a lot of people in the industry. Not all of them, guys. Not all of them. Some of these are freaking suspect people, bro. A lot of them are scumbags. A lot of them are immoral. A lot of these fools do drugs. They're druggies, pill heads, and a lot of that exists. That's why they say it's Holly weird. Being in Hollywood is weird. There's a lot of weird shit that goes on, but this what he's being accused of, and he's in prison right now. As I'm talking on the phone to you, Diddy is he's in prison. Well, he's in jail.
Yep.
Like, that's crazy. And then this woman is on Piers Morgan saying Beyonce and Jay-Z is involved, Clive Davis. Like, this is like the stuff that conspiracy theorists have been speaking on for like 10, 15 years. And it's like, this is the day that they've been waiting for, bro. Like, to prove that, God dang, they're not crazy when they were saying that. And that's who Jaguar Wright is. She's one of those people who've been talking about this for the longest, and now she got some sort of vindication. But a lot of people are trying to say that she's crazy. When you put the crazy label on somebody, it diminishes everything they have to say. They did that same thing to Dave Chappelle when he left and canceled the Chappelle show and went to Africa. They called him crazy, so nobody would believe anything he had to say. So I just want to know what do you think is going to happen as an end result? Do you think that Diddy's going to get killed in prison? Do you think he's going to do a prison bid? Do you think he's going to snitch and get out? What do you think is going to happen to Jay-Z? Will he get charges? What you think?
Well, honestly, I think on one end, I think he might start snitching because I'm pretty sure the authorities already know.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure he's already been talking to him. So I'm pretty sure that either A, a lot of people are going to get arrested or probably going to get arrests rolling in the news, or he might end up dead in his cell. And it'll probably be like look at Jeffrey Epstein. When the whole flight log list came up and all those names were on that list.
Kind Where's that list?
This situation, I think, is bigger than that list. Because that list, it was kind of hard to believe because you were on that. Just because you were on that flight list, that didn't mean you were doing that shady shit on that island. But I think there were some people that were doing some evil shit on that island.
Facts.
I do believe that there's a lot of people doing shit on that island. But this situation right now,
you cooking?
I think that here's the thing, power. Oh, look, if you're powerful enough, you can get away with shit.
Facts.
That's just what it is. Depending on how many dollar signs, how many zeros are on your net worth, you can get away with a lot of stuff. I mean, think about it. Think about it. Diddy's known for ruining people's careers. Look at Bad Boy.
You cooking?
All these
Big Reek is cooking.
Yeah, look, I'm just saying that. Look at I don't know. Do you watch the VMAs? Because
heck no,
year,
I don't watch none of that shit.
Yeah,
did he win an icon or lifetime achievement or some shit like that?
He won the Global Icon Award last year.
Yeah.
And think about it. He performed at that award show. He performed all the hits that he was responsible for over the years, and not a single Bad Boy artist performed with him. That's an issue for me.
Facts. None of your boys want to be on the stage with you? What's that say about you?
Yeah, man. And on top of that, think about it. Look at Bad Boy, right? If they start giving people subpoenas and having them testify, I really wish Craig Mack was still alive
man.
for him to tell him this side. Because think about it.
Craig Mack is all the way to the back towards the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but "Leave It in Your Ear," I think that was the first #1 hit single under the Bad Boy label, to my knowledge. That was the song that put. That was the one that put the label on the map.
Yep.
And think about it. After the whole situation, he moved to like the South, Craig Mack, and he got religious. He found God. You know what I'm saying? Because I just want to know what happened to him for him to stop rapping and move to the South and just be like a born-again Christian.
You saw the devil. That's what the freak happened. When you see evil, that shit will straighten you up and make you religious real quick, bro. God damn.
Yeah, man.
Big Reek, you cooking. Like, you cooked.
I know. Appreciate it, bro. It's just I know you're a busy man. I'll just say one more thing.
Go.
That's okay. Yeah, so like I think about, look at Clive Davis, right?
Yep.
Apparently, Diddy learned some stuff from him.
Not just him, hey, bro. I think Clive Davis, Quincy Jones, bro. Quincy Jones.
Jesus.
Quincy Jones put Drake on too.
Yeah, man. It's just, think about it. Hollywood is like, it's a small community, It's not like this giant community. Like look at these actors, celebrities, athletes, actors, you know what I'm saying? Businessmen, they all know each other. They all interact with each other on some way or form. And I'm looking at Clive Davis, right? He was like the biggest hit maker in the music industry at one time. And so like I'm looking at all the people that he like influenced to help their careers boost up, like Whitney Houston,
Lady Gaga,
Joplin, Patti Smith, Aretha Franklin, Santana, Alicia Keys, Billy Joel, Barry Manilow, Aerosmith. And I'm just saying, like, this one man is responsible for a lot of these artists in their careers. He had a lot of their careers in his hand.
Yep.
And so I'm just saying, people like Jay-Z and stuff, think about it. You remember when Jay-Z cheated on her? I'm pretty sure she wanted to leave.
Yeah.
But he threatened her to leave. That's what I think.
That's what I think, too. I mean, for the longest time, she wasn't even living with Jay-Z, and they were parading around like they were still the happy couple. She was out here in L.A. while he was out there doing whatever the heck he wanted to do. But the public perception was that they're happy. Man, she left that man. But nah, it's cheaper to keep her, because that divorce would have been the biggest divorce the most expensive divorce in history, rivaling Paul McCartney's. So, Big Reek, Hey, first of all, you did great. I agree with a lot of the stuff that you said, and you're 24, and you've been a watcher of mine, bro. I'm proud of you, man. I could definitely see that common sense is common with you.
Appreciate it, man.
Have a good night, brother.
Thank you, bro. Team sus all day, bro.
Yeah, team sus, bro. Let me get to a couple of these donations real quick. Nox Shadow, sub Jody, fire topic. This is wild to me. I hope Diddy names every person involved. I'm so curious to hear what that person is that has more of a household name than Diddy. Jay-Z runs a whole crime syndicate, it seems. This is crazy. You goddamn right, Nox Shadow. This shit is crazy. It's entertaining. It's exciting, because drama is exciting, can be entertaining. But I'm more excited because I feel like this fool has been doing this for so long, and he's finally finna get that get back. Bro, man, Jay-Z's snake ways have ruined so many lives, bro. And him coming to justice will be a big validation for me personally. Let's get this next caller. It's your boy Jody Joe. You're live. Talk to me.
Hey, Jody. My name's Anthony. I've been a watcher of you since your BBS rant.
Oh, shoot. 2016. Shout out to Anthony. Yeah. What's up with it?
How's it going, man? This Diddy shit is crazy.
Shit is wild, bro.
Yeah, man. I mean, I just feel like there's there's so much craziness. I just feel like Hollywood is just turning into like another political just insanity. I just feel like it's all connected.
What's happening? What is going on? The end of the world? Is this the politics, the election? What the freak is happening in 2024 that's making all of these things that you would think would be in a dream or a nightmare reality? This is wild, bro. You got the president who got shot at twice. You got all these natural disasters. You got what Cat Williams said with Shannon. You got this Diddy Cassie situation, these lawsuits. The things that I'm hearing on the news is wild. You got Jay-Z being thrown out there. An ex-Pussycat doll said that we were the trafficker. We were a sex ring. Like, bro, this is a crazy world we living in.
It's insane, dude. And just also, when you just look back, man, I mean, you look back to the 1930s, man, with the casting couches.
Oh, yeah, casting couches. God dang. What they turn those into in the modern era, bro. Whoo, I got a lot of rocks off to those casting couch videos.
Yeah, dude.
Freak. But yeah, you said the 1930s. We're talking about Hollywood. You want to be a star, don't you?
I wish, dude, but now with all this shit going on, and like from what you hear, like when I heard you talking to the other guy and he was talking about Tom Cruise, man, I mean, it's just stuff where it even makes you scared to like dream that at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, even with it's just not worth the money. It just isn't. Like, at least in my opinion, it isn't, because the more higher up I feel like you go in the world, like whether it is, you know, you're lucky enough to become an actor, or, you know, you go higher up on the echelon as a politician or whatever it is.
But a lot of people it's worth it for them, bro. It's worth it. I was in film class back in 2012, and one of these I'll never forget him. He was an African dude who wanted to be a filmmaker. And we were talking about the Tyler Perry selling your soul, men putting on dresses. He didn't care about none of that. He said, I'll do that. I put on a dress. It's nothing for me. I do the sex with the man. I kiss a man. It's nothing. I do it. Get me in. People will sell their soul, kill their kid because of the materialism, bro. The value of $1 to people, bro, is more than the love for their mama. These people there will be, bro, if there was a casting couch in 2024, you could give an address. Be at this address at this time. This is Hollywood. Be ready to sell your souls, kill your kids. You will be a star. That line will be down the block, around the corner, up the interstate of people coming to sell their souls, kill their kids, off their moms, just for stardom, bro.
Yeah, man. And do you watch Bill Burr?
I checked some of his stand-up, man. Last time I saw Bill Burr's when he was talking with Bill Maher. I saw that whole interview. Bill Burr's dope. I like Bill Burr.
Yeah, man, and he was talking about how he basically got called in, like, during one of his stand-ups. He was saying he said it felt like he said they were trying to, like, convert him into Scientology or some shit.
It's that Hollywood stuff. That's that Tom Cruise shit. You know,
Yeah, man. I mean, I love the dude as an actor. You know, I'm like you. You know, I've heard you talk before where you can separate the actor,
the art from the artist.
You know, the art and stuff. Like, I'm not one of those, but I mean, it's just, dude, it's just crazy shit to think about when we love all this shit, like whether it's movies, music, books, and then you just hear all this crazy shit that really just goes on behind the scenes, and what they put some of these artists through just to get their message out.
Small price to pay for them. A lot of degenerates out here in this world, bro.
Yeah, man. It's just yeah, man. And I was an aspiring actor at one point, but then I was like, you know what?
You said, freak it.
I don't know if this would be for me, because I'm too, like, you know, I like being outside of that shit. I would not be able to be part of that.
Yeah, I don't blame you, man. They've, you know, it's a place where you got to be ready for that crazy shit, bro. You know, I was just going to a certain party, getting invited from a certain person. That actually could change your life, bro. So let me ask you, what do you think? What do you think is the worst thing? What do you think Jay-Z has done when it, like, let's say when it's all said and done, and then the things come out about Jay? What do you think is going to come out about him that would probably shock you, if anything?
Not much, man. Not anybody in that position of power. Like, it shocks me at this point. You know what I mean? Like, it's, if anything would come out about Jay-Z, I wouldn't be surprised if he did the same shit Diddy did, you know, or maybe worse, because especially since Jaguar said that he basically kind of, you know, mentored Diddy.
Yeah.
It would not surprise me if he did the same shit, or if he did more, or, you know, who knows what the hell. I mean, shit, there's accusations out there that Diddy killed Pac and Biggie.
Yep.
Nothing surprises me.
I believe KVD said Diddy came to him to pay him to kill Pac. He said it. Diddy kill Pac, bro? Yeah. Diddy paid to get Pac killed. This motherfucker is a menace. I'm glad he's gone. I got something though before we end this phone call. I got something that I want you to hear, and I want them to hear. Are you a wrestling fan? Have you been keeping up with the TKO Vince McMahon situation?
Since I was in grade school, probably.
All right, for sure. So Vince McMahon is outed from TKO, and with that lawsuit, he was paying 3 women $3 million a year to keep quiet. He was paying 2, but one of them bitches he stopped paying, and it's because he stopped paying. She outed him, and in those documents, for the things that Vince McMahon was doing in his sex freak-offs, he was shitting in their mouths. This old prune, nasty-looking, still buff, sick old man was taking dumps in these women's mouths, bro. That's some type of shit that I think that J&M be on, bro. Full on scat. And I'm talking about cutting, blood. I'm thinking about dominatrix. I'm talking about weps. You know, let me see if we could take a pinky toe off. I'm thinking that type of shit, bro. Either way, I'm glad I could leave you off with a laugh. That's a high note right there.
Yeah, dude. And Army Hammer, bro. That crazy.
And this motherfucker, I want to eat you. What's up with this eating people and shit? And these people out here are weird, bro. And I don't want to hear nobody else in my goddamn chat on any comment tell me about Army Hammer for Batman or for any superhero. You guys need to stop.
Oh, hell no, man. By the way, DC fans unite, man. I've been a DC fan since I was in diapers myself.
DC
dude.
rises.
I love the Richard Donner Superman.
Yeah.
Love the Tim Burton Batman. Grew up with that shit, dude. I was born '92. Granted, I didn't get to see him in theaters, but dude, I
my
love
kind of
that
guy.
Shit till the day I die, man. Till the day I die.
Same.
And let's hope, dude, that this DC universe kicks off too on a little bit of an off note. But
I'm glad you said it. Hey, DC rises, DC over Marvel by 2025. Good night. Thank you for calling, brother.
Good night, Jody. Hope we can talk again, man.
Yeah, use the number, bro. I'll holler at you. Peace. What a great caller, man. Hey, I'm getting people that I ain't never heard from. First timers like crazy. You know, the StreamYard, you know, the intimidation of hooking up cameras and being on camera, even though you don't have to be. It's just easier for people to pull out a phone and hit that dial. I'm going to take one more caller, the next person that calls. I really hope that somebody could just... Jaguar's crazy. I don't believe Jaguar. I think that we need to do... give me something. Because a lot of people, everybody, has agreed and believes what she's saying based upon the situation. If you take a step back from Jaguar, everybody will focus on Jaguar like this. But you don't need to just focus on her. Take a step back and see the whole scope. Diddy, J-Lo, Jay-Z, Cassie, Cuba Gooding Jr., Pac, Keefe D, Gene Deal. You see all these things and you're like, well, maybe she is telling the truth. I could believe her. As we go to our last caller of the night, it's your boy Jody Joe. You live with Jody Joe. Yeah. Yeah. What's up, man?
Oh, I just wanted to say I really enjoy your streams, man. Like, I've been watching for 4 years. I just wanted to call in, like, show some love.
Hey, that's what's up, man. What's your name?
My name is Levi.
Levi?
Yeah.
Oh, I know 2 Levis in my community. There was a Captain Levi. Oh, they're both Captain Levi. Are you any one of those?
No. Oh, no, I'm neither of them.
All right, for sure. Well, I appreciate you watching me and shit. You've been watching me for 4 years. You called in.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
You laughing and shit? You nervous?
Yeah, yeah. Like, I don't know. It's my first time interacting with you, so
yes.
And, like,
you've
helped a lot, by the way. Like, throughout the past 4 years, it's been like a challenge, like going through high school and stuff, and now being a senior.
I get that a lot, bro. I get a lot of young folk, man, who look at me as an example of some sort, like a unk. I take pride in that, bro, because I feel like if people kind of follow what I say sometimes, I feel like they ain't gonna be in a bad spot, bro, because I preach common sense, bro. So you looking good so far, dog.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Heck yeah. Man. Hey, stay up, bro. Good night, brother. Thanks for calling.
Absolutely. You too. Have a nice stream.
Yep. Shout to Levi. Shout to Levi. Levi called in. See, that was just Levi showing love. You know what I'm saying? Levi wanted to let me know, hey, Jody, I exist. He didn't want to chime in on the topic. That's perfectly fine. Y'all can do the same. But I want to get somebody that's going to chime in. Well, I'm going to take one more call. I'm going to take another one. Because that was just Levi showing love. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. Is there anybody here who wants to talk about it? Talk to me. It's your boy Jody Joe. You are live. It's me. It's my voice. Yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
Ooh, you sound good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I just want to say I love the channel. I've been watching for about a year, so I love what you're doing. Sometimes I be yelling at my phone and agreeing to what you be saying because you be spot on. So
awesome. What's your name?
You be on it. My name's Nicole. I'm from Seattle, Washington.
Nicole from Seattle. Hello, Nicole. Shout out to Seattle. So it's been about a year, huh?
Yeah.
Tight.
Yeah, been about a year. I'm gonna get straight to it. I don't think you're gonna find nobody that is not in agreement with Jaguar, because just for the simple fact that she's been speaking the same tune for years. His security guards have been saying the same thing for years. They're on these platforms. What is it? Dialogue of art, or what is that?
The art of dialogue.
Art of dialogue, and whatever the one is where the blue couch
with the lights in the back.
On.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. They be on them 2 channels for years.
Yeah, I seen them too.
Diddy's never filed a cease and desist, no lawsuit, defamation, or anything.
But people was in the chat when I first started this video. I swear, Nicole, they were saying she's a liar, she's crazy. But all of a sudden, as more calls and they watched the video, I feel like they backtrack and they ran or something. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, no, the people in the chat who's in disagreement, you guys need to go back and look at these older videos of when she's talking about all this stuff. She's been saying all this stuff from the beginning.
Facts.
And not just, Diddy, of course, the Jay-Z and the Foxy Brown situation.
Facts.
Jay-Z, Aaliyah, and Dame Dash.
What do you know, real quick, what do you when you say Jay-Z, Foxy Brown, for people who don't know, chime in on that, elaborate a little bit with that.
So for those who don't know, I'm a 90s baby, so I don't know much. I just know about what's out there.
Yeah.
So from what I know is that Foxy Brown was signed when she was, 16?
15.
Yeah, 15 years old under Jay-Z's wing, and they had a thing going on, allegedly. I'm going to say allegedly because I don't know.
Everything's allegedly, guys, yes.
Right.
Everything that I have said on this video and everything that every caller has said on this video is allegedly.
And see, that's the thing. Jaguar Wright and them security guards, they don't say allegedly.
They don't.
They say it with their chest. They say it like it's facts.
Yeah.
Never a lawsuit. Never no cease and desist. I don't care how much money I have. Diddy has a lot of money. I will take your pennies. What did Cardi B do to Tasha K?
Sued the shit out of her.
'Cause she
Made her
was
file
on,
for bankruptcy.
Yeah, she took her to court.
Yep. And then
I don't
didn't she
care
have to
how
file for
much
bankruptcy
money
for that?
I have. Right, yeah, she had to file for bankruptcy. I
Yep.
don't care how much money I have. I'm going to take your pennies. If you're online, all these platforms for years talking about me, what I do, and all this, and it's lies, yeah, I'm taking you to court.
See,
there has to be some truth. Not everybody. The security guards who's been with him for years.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that right now he's thinking long. I think he's going to do a Nino Brown. If I'm going down, all y'all going down with him, I think he's going to do a Nino Brown if he hasn't done it already.
I think it's already done. I hope it's already done.
I hope so too. And then, because I was thinking while I was listening to you, he paid Cassie off. Once it's paid off, doesn't that mean that's like, okay, that's done? But then the feds took it over, right?
Yep.
From what I understand,
Yeah,
right?
Cassie was gonna stop.
So
that
means,
stopped Cassie, but that
right,
doesn't mean
so
that the DA
means
can't come. Yeah.
How long have the feds been into this man?
I feel
They have
that
to
he's.
have
I
been.
feel like I believe Kanye that Diddy was a fed. He was an informant, and once that Cassie thing happened, and they knew that stuff was rumbling, I think that they gave up on Diddy. Like, hey, that's it, bro. You've been our informant, but you ain't been doing enough. They weighed it out. Like,
okay.
Yeah, I believe they threw him to the lynch mob, and they stabbed him in the back and said,
Well,
"That's
see, y'all
it."
got to stop calling people crazy. Y'all been calling Kanye West crazy for
Facts.
years. Now people are saying Jaguar Wright's crazy, Orlando Brown's crazy, Justin Bieber's crazy. Justin Bieber has been. I really think if you look at some old videos, bro, that little boy has been passed around. You got grown women smacking and pinching his butt, kissing on him. He looks so uncomfortable. That whole Diddy clip when Diddy had popped up on him like, oh, I've been trying to call you. He looks so uncomfortable. This boy, he breaks down at his music videos randomly, like he has PTSD. You know what I'm saying? Like something really, I cannot, I wish it was televised, that courtroom. It's about to be a list full of A-list celebrities. You got to think about it, because my mom has been talking about this for years. My mom, she used to hang with Mace back in the day. And she would say things. I'm like, Mom, you do not know these people.
Yeah, Mom, what you talking about?
Mary
There you
J.
go
Blige.
talking and shit, Mama.
Right, Mary J. Blige. Her connection with Diddy. They may have had something going on.
I heard stuff about Mary
You
J.
see what I'm saying?
I'm hearing Mary J.
Right. Mary J. Exactly. Her and Diddy, allegedly, she had got knocked up by Diddy once before. Allegedly.
I mean, even Mary J. said it in a documentary. I think she had a movie on Amazon about her. Yeah, I saw it.
She had a movie, and she also had she had a documentary on Amazon. You're right.
Yeah, and in that documentary, she said that Diddy came to her house and saved her and took her from the hood when she was like 16, 17 years old.
Diddy and what's that dude's name? He was Andre Harrell.
Yeah.
You got Diddy, you got Andre Harrell, you have Clive. Clive is above Andre Harrell, and then Andre Harrell, and then Diddy. And these guys are all supposed to be the people who. How do you find these people? How do these people get famous? Like they just pop out the sky.
You just see him and just grab him and turn him into a star.
Right. How are you guys just choosing these people? And it's like, oh, I was in the mall singing. So and so heard my tape and they came to my house and got me. What a coincidence! What are the odds?
A poor girl in the hood, instant stardom. You're at my house. You're this grown man. Diddy had you since you was a teenager, so it makes a lot of sense that Mary got game.
She was young too.
Yeah, it makes sense that Mary took game.
With Mary is. I don't know if you remember or not, but Mary used to be strung out on that
Yeah.
girl,
Of course I know.
Too.
Yeah. Ever with Jody
So
and
it's
shit.
like, were you guys drugging her up? Was she drugging herself up to block out what's really going on behind the scenes?
Yeah.
Because on her, I think it was what's that show that used to come on VH1, Behind the Music. and she was saying how strung out on that white girl she was.
Yeah. She had it bad. She had it
You
bad.
know, it's a lot that them witness stands, and then I want to hear from Usher, because the bodyguards and even Jaguar Wright with that Usher thing.
Do you blame? Well, let me. Do you blame Usher? Do you? I know he's to blame, but like, is he one of the ones that you want to be under the jail with Diddy?
For the Justin Bieber?
For whatever, yeah, Justin Bieber.
If in fact he has something to do with it, yes, I think everybody involved, anybody that's seen something go down, knows something that went down. Why didn't you speak? Why didn't you say anything? You know, and I think maybe
you know why Beyonce would not say nothing.
Oh, why Beyonce won't say nothing?
You know why she won't say that? She a puppet.
Her whole and her whole thing will crumble.
Yep.
She will crumble. Her husband will crumble, and then you got your kids. Diddy never thought he would get caught. Just like there was a clip where it showed him jumping up and down in the office saying, "Whatever I get, I want. Whatever I want, I get."
Yeah, I seen that. I'm like, God.
He thought, he's untouchable, and you see how he talked to them people on Making the Band shows.
Yup.
He never
go give me some cheesecake. Walking on them blocks. I'm like, I thought this was for the show. Nah, that's Diddy being Diddy. God damn.
He's in that cell sweating, and I know he's talking because there's his security guard said he's not the type to survive in prison. He's gonna talk.
I think he already did. And
he ain't already,
I hope that he said enough.
I'm telling you that.
Right.
That witness stand's gonna be crazy.
I hope that he said enough to the point where if he gets off, like Epstein in jail, we have enough that we can still get these other people. Nicole, you tight.
Exactly.
Hey, you a real one out here, bro. Hey, man, shout out to Seattle, bro.
Oh, thank you. I'll stay tuned in.
All right, thank you so much. Yes, good night.
You guys have a good night.
Peace. Oh, man, what an amazing call. Man, she sounded fired, too, man. I love it. All right, that's it for this topic. We going to move on to the next one. Subscribe, Jody's Corner. Y'all know what time it is.